Welcome to Shots from the Foul Line podcast, a metaphorical nod to both the game of basketball and the unpredictable nature of life. Join your hosts Vic and Dustin as they dive into their unique experiences, ideas, and philosophies while discussing a range of sports topics and storylines. Shots from the Foul Line reflects their journeys of taking life shots, one conversation at a time.
Yes, we got some interesting stuff, bro.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure I got it all good to go. So let's rock and roll. I think we have to talk about what happened with, I think it was the night of or the next. Hold on. I got to fix my screen. See, messing with all your stuff. I lost my stuff. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I feel like we have to talk about this insane story in the NBA.
Which one? The gambling stuff?
Dude, the gambling. I mean, and I'm pretty sure it was like right after we got off, the next morning, all the headlines start popping in. The FBI, man, huge gambling sting across God knows how many states. They got a bunch of people involved. I think, well, I know what the craziest part to me is. What is the craziest thing to you? Because we've been talking about it for a while. It's been very obvious. Basketball's an easy one to influence in terms of betting and, I mean, point shaving. I mean, especially with people being able to bet individual statistics and going over unders and things like that. So,
the interesting part to me is the players, the people that are involved in it, and some of the ones that you never even think that would do that. I mean, like Chauncey Billups. I've always, watched him and admired him. Like I said, it is it fact or that they, as I said, they're still doing investigating. So, I mean,
well, for them to come out with all this information, there's absolutely a shit ton of evidence they have against all these people. I mean, they have to have a ton. Granted, the government isn't always the most efficient business, and they don't always get things right, but I'm pretty sure they have some very clear evidence against them. Yeah, I think Chauncey Billups was my surprise because, I mean, dude, like, over the course of his career, how much money has that guy earned? I mean, plenty, right?
Right.
When you see how much these guys are supposedly getting paid for sharing information, I mean, his wasn't so much games as it was the poker piece, but, like, Rozier, like, you're getting paid, like, 50 grand, 100 grand? Like, what? How is that worth it to you at all?
Right.
That part's wild, but to me, it's the poker piece with Billups because not one, but four different mafia families were somehow involved in this entire thing. That's insane, man. Like, choosing to get involved with, like, the definition of syndicated crime, like people who, like, do this for a living, is just wild to me. Wild.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, you go back and you look at it, like you said, they got baseball. They've already did baseball came up first, and then as they say, now it went on to basketball. So I'm assuming that football is going to be next.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a lot harder to prove than football. We've talked about this. Basketball is such an easy one to control.
Right.
Baseball, a little bit. Baseball is still pretty hard unless you're some kind of, like, a pitcher or something. But basketball is just, like, bread and butter. Like, it's just super simple to do any of these things. I mean, shoot, some of those examples, they just take themselves out of the game. Like, hey, go bet the under on me, and then, oh my God, I'm hurt suddenly, I got to leave the game, and then boom, everybody hits the bets, right? So, like, something as simple as that. One of the ones that was crazy is that I believe it was Billups told, again, somebody that 4 of the starters weren't going to play in a game, and I think it was against the Cavaliers, and they ended up getting blown out by like 26 points, and of course, people made thousands upon thousands of dollars betting against the team at the time. So it's crazy, man. I think the poker piece to me, with how in depth they went with the technology, they were cheating like 6 different ways. So they were literally basically just robbing people from their money because they were cheating so badly at these poker games. And it's odd because I saw some videos about some guys who were in the know years ago, I think back in like 19.
Right.
And yeah, they already knew that Chauncey Billups was the face of this, and he was pulling in a lot of high rollers. And they very quickly knew that this was not an up and up game, that it was set up, it was rigged, and a lot of people lost a lot of money. I think they said over $7 million total over who knows how long, but pretty
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, it's too bad. They're saying it's just the tip of the iceberg.
It
But this,
has to be. It has to be. I mean, it's funny because I know you and I have both talked about it and seen the video before, but there was a game, a Warrior game, I assume it was last season, where the guy is sitting on the bench stressing out because the spread was like 12 points, and they went to the line, they made 2 free throws, and as long as the other team didn't run it down in the last 2 seconds of the game and hit a three, they'd be fine. They did that. His reaction is just like, holy crap, I just completely lost a bet on the last buzzer beater shot. That meant nothing. They were ahead by like 15 points or something. So yeah, things like that, dude. And of course, with video now, everybody goes back and starts looking at things like that. Like, oh, well, clearly this is probably an example. When you mentioned the football piece, to me, I don't look at it as gamblers doing this. I look at this as the NFL doing this. I mean, look what they did with that Chiefs and Detroit game. I mean, they literally called down to the field and overturned a touchdown. I mean,
well,
there's so many shady things going on with the NFL, but that's driven by the league, in my opinion. It's not this crazy betting thing. It's just the league protecting what they think is, the bottom line in terms of making money.
well, they're also talking about the other game, the Bears game, the Bears and Ravens game. They also talking about that how they blew calls in that game too. So, and obviously, wasn't even close with the calls that they blew.
Yeah,
So
there was one, and shoot, I think it was a Packer game. And again, this is what people do, right? They start going look at videos. Oh, this is clearly BS, right? They're clearly throwing this game or trying to hit a number or something. Quarterback runs out of the pocket and just takes a sack. I mean, he easily could have just dumped it out of bounds, just thrown the ball away. No, just took a sack. Like, I'm just gonna let you hit me. It was just like, what is going on here?
right,
And normally you might not think anything of it, but then when you start to hear things and people start to bring up concerns about betting and things like that, it's like, oh, well, you never know. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah, I think one of the wildest stories we've heard in quite some time, and I don't think anybody's really expecting that kind of public, communication about it. Like the FBI just came out trying to like toot their own horns and say, oh, look at everything we're doing, blah, 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 and this huge, operation.
yeah. But the crazy part about it is, it wasn't, it wasn't even announced. It's just like they just like one day. I mean, yes, they've been investigating over the years or whatever, but it's like sometimes you get like a warning, something. They'd say no. They
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't warn nobody.
Yeah, for sure. They just wanted to present everything they have to try to get a win for the FBI or something like that.
Right,
But,
right.
everybody looks at it differently. I thought it was a little bit showcasing there, showboating, like, oh, look at all these things, and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, lots of evidence, lots of crazy evidence. So it'll be interesting to see. And obviously, both those guys are on leave, which is crazy to me.
Without pay.
Without pay. And you just see other things in other situations where people get fired so fast.
Right.
We need to let the facts come out. I mean, the FBI released a lot of facts. I mean, holy cow. Maybe they have a stronger union. That might be what it is. But I was surprised they were just put on leave. That actually surprised me a little bit too. So.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I mean, we'll see what happened. The fallout, like I said, they said that other former players and maybe current players, they still trying to sort things out. That's going to be coming. So
It'll end up being a lot. So it'll be interesting. Let's stick with the NBA. Let's keep it on the lighter side. We're only a few games into the season, but some teams are having a hell of a start. I have to say the Spurs. Oh
No.
my God, dude! No,
I told you the Spurs.
no, I mentioned the
No,
Spurs.
no. We talked
I
about
didn't think they were gonna be like this though. I
Yeah.
just thought they were gonna hopefully have a really competitive season, make the playoffs because
bro. They
you
had
know
Yeah.
They got a pretty nice squad. Most dynamic player in terms of size and ability in the entire league. I mean, dude, watching him just take it to the hole, dribble the ball at the top of the key. I mean, his slam dunks obviously are just ridiculous, but he's insanely phenomenal, dude. And for them to be undefeated and have the best point differential in the league so far is wild.
I watched him. I think they were playing the Brooklyn Nets. Think about it, dude. You're 7'4", whatever,
Something crazy.
and you're crossing people over and putting them behind your
Yeah,
back.
dude. I mean, and he hits threes. I mean, he does
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I remember
He,
when
he's gonna
I,
be fun to watch.
I remember
I
when he
hope he stays healthy. Oh,
I remember when he first came in the league. You know what they said? Oh, his body would never hold up. He can't play in the NBA. Well, he's
yeah,
proven it wrong.
yeah. Well, a lot of those, you know, international players that come over really skinny and tall. Everybody says the same thing, right? Like, oh well, blah blah blah. Well, skinny or fat, because look what they said about some of the other guys. Oh, he doesn't even look in shape. He doesn't even look like a basketball player,
Right, right.
and they end up being MVPs and everything. So, what do those
Yeah,
people know?
look. Same thing said about what did they say about Jokic? Oh,
Yeah, Jokic, dude. I mean, perfect example. Jokic does not look like an athletic powerhouse, and yet everything he does
it's
is
destroying. I
impressive.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
really
So,
is.
of course, our lovely Suns have the second to worst point differential in the Western Conference, only behind the 0-3 Pelicans. So, not too excited about our Suns' chances this year. We're not looking too hot. No, they're huge surprises. You got the Thunder at the top; they're undefeated.
Right.
The Cavs are playing well.
Well, they were to tonight.
Oh, well, yeah, they were losing at half, huh?
It's got worse. It's 90-71
Well,
in the third quarter.
it happens. Uh, the Bulls undefeated so far.
I saw that.
That's impressive. That's a little bit of a surprise.
It's probably they're probably surprised themselves.
I don't know. Anybody else kind of standing out to you that's surprised either way?
Yeah, actually, the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
They blew out Golden State and they blew out the Lakers.
Yeah, it's funny. Like some of those games, dude. It's like some of these other leagues we watch where it's like, oh, they beat a great team and then they lose to a mediocre team. I mean, they're 2-2 right now, but the
Yep.
two wins are really big wins in a sense,
Yeah.
right?
They beat the
So
Lakers. They beat the Lakers in LA.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they keep the season going. I think the unfortunate teams that are not a surprise are Boston and Indiana. I mean, they have their star players out for the season. They're obviously trying to fill those voids, which, I mean, that's not a small task at all. So
Right.
we'll see how they finish up, but they're obviously struggling so far. One win between the two of them. That's pretty brutal. Yeah. All right. So of course, man, I am loving the playoffs in the Major League Baseball right now. 18 innings. 18 innings. Did you watch that whole thing?
Bro, let me tell you something. Um, I don't know if I told you this, but I would never, ever. I'm going to tell you, Shohei Otani,
Dude.
he would never, if I was a pitcher in his career, he would never have a hit off me, bro. I'd walk him. I would walk him every time. You can't even throw the ball nowhere near the plate.
So here's what's funny to me though is again he was playing horrible coming into the World Series, right? He had that one. Okay, he had one good game. He had the clinching game in the NLCS where he just was a freaking god out there. 10
Right.
Ks, 3 home runs, all that stuff. But before that, nothing. I mean, he was batting like 160. So I agree. Typically, you would try to avoid him, but there was no reason to really even going into the World Series. And now
Right.
since the game 4, though, he's been pretty much on fire. Last night, not so much. He was back to mediocrity in a sense.
Right.
But that 18 inning game was incredible. I actually want to pull
They
up
played a doubleheader.
right? Oh my god, dude. I forget how long they said it was. I think they said it was like 6 hours or something crazy.
6 hours and change.
Yeah,
And
insane.
then Freddie Freeman.
That's like Mr. World Series, right? Is that what
Yeah.
they call him? I mean,
Yep.
that's pretty incredible. But so game 3. He walk off bottom of 18th. He hits it, and it was dead center. I mean, this thing needed every bit of distance it had to get over the fence.
Right.
But Otani went 4 for 4. And what's funny is they finally decided,
Eduardo
screw
Perez,
this,
who's
we're
a
just
huge-
going to walk him every chance we get. So he goes 4 for 4. Then he goes, I think, 4 straight walks. I mean, an incredible game. Now I think he's got 7 home runs in the playoffs so far, which is, I think, a tie for the record for the Dodgers franchise. Which
Why would you pitch to him, bro? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Dude, I don't care if the base is loaded. I'd rather give up 1 than give up 4.
Yeah, I think situationally it would depend. Like, if there's no men on, I would probably pitch at him. If there's anybody on base, I'd probably just walk him and hope we can pull a double play or something. I don't know, but yeah, he's it sucked in a sense because he actually pitched a pretty solid game yesterday. He only gave up 2. They were down 2-0 when he came out, and then of course his bullpen blew it for him. So, this is a hell of a matchup. What's really crazy is the Blue Jays are up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jays are up again through 3 innings.
They should be winning. Honestly, they should have won the 18-inning game because number one, it shouldn't have won 18 innings, and they should be up 3-1 right now.
They should be, but I mean, when you go that long, anybody can win, right? After 12, 13 innings, it's just a game of attrition. I mean, who's going to just come through first?
Right.
I think the surprise was tonight's game because Snell had such a horrible outing, his last outing. They're like, oh, there's no way he's going to be that bad again. Yeah, he's already given up 2 runs in 2 innings. So it's a struggle. I think they're going to bring in Otani from the bullpen if necessary. I thought it was cool to see. Oh gosh, what's his name? You know who I'm thinking of?
Kershaw.
Yeah, Kershaw coming in from the bullpen. He's retiring after the season, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he should.
I'm pretty sure he's retiring. I think he
Yeah,
already
yeah.
announced it.
He announced it already.
Yeah, so use him any way you can. I mean, dude, it's a World Series. Use anybody any way you possibly can at this point, right?
Right.
Like pitch count, who cares? I'm still baffled at how low these pitch counts are. I mean, if your starting pitcher can't get past really 6 innings, dude, you're relying a lot on your freaking bullpen.
That's because they don't, like you said, pitchers today they don't pitch, bro. They go, hey, 5, 6 innings. Hey, coach, I'm tired. Or, I mean, think about something else. When they play these teams today, their pitch count gets so high because they be wearing. I mean, all these foul balls, walking people, and some teams are more patient than others.
Yeah, I get that. I don't think the pitchers have ever told a coach,
No,
pull me
no.
out. It's them trying
course
to
not.
manage their talent. But,
Right.
dude, it's a World Series. Like, unless they're giving up a bunch of hits, why worry about that part of it, right?
Right.
And I know some of it is strategy. Like, oh, there's a left-hander coming out. Let's go ahead and take out our pitcher to, have a better chance. But I don't know. It's pretty crazy when some of these starting pitchers don't last, past a second inning sometimes.
They don't. I mean, they come out and, like I said, if you come out with a strategy, and like I said, if they come out scoring a bunch of runs, because nowadays a lot of these teams they really doing their scouting reports on you, and like they know you're going to pitch fastballs first, they come up swinging.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny, they were talking about it last night's game where, like, these games have gone so long and they're getting through so many pitchers that these batters are seeing these relievers a lot. So by the second or third time they're facing them, they're getting some good hits on them because they're what to expect.
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole thing about it. Like you said, the longer a series goes, the more pitchers that they use. Like just going back to what you were saying, they know the pitchers that are coming because hey, I've already faced this guy 2 or 3 times.
So, dude, if the Jays pull the game off tonight, do you think there's any chance LA is going to win?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shocker, but I mean they had a better record during the regular season. Blue Jays did, but I mean, Dodgers were playing well. They've got some pretty crazy at bats, dude. Let's talk about Guerrero because that dude has been a beast. I think he was batting like 440 before last night's game.
Dude, he is playing the best of anybody right now. I mean, on their teams because he is playing really really well. And but it's going to take all of that, bro. It's going to take what he's doing and more to get them to that opportunity. And Shane Bieber, he pitched a good game last night.
Yeah, yeah, he did. You know, that's what's enjoyable about this series. I think is you can't rely on one or two guys. Like
Right.
everybody has to show up at some point. I mean, in reality, if you think about that error that Edmund made on a routine grounder that just started the whole kind of spiral of them kind of giving up some runs toward the end of the game and it lasting a long time.
Right.
Little things like that, you can't really have those, but everybody stepped up. And it was funny is he actually ended up coming back and making two huge plays toward the end there to get guys out at base. So,
The, the whole thing is, man, they're playing good. They're playing really good ball.
yeah,
And
it's fun. You don't know. Like anytime somebody's up, there's a chance somebody's going to score a run. It's pretty wild.
it's a good series. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not surprising because Toronto's been that way all season, battling back, battling back. So it's they're making the Dodgers earn their money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dude. So Guerrero's batting 429 right now. That's insane.
Did you see how much the Dodgers their payroll is, right? Just for the pitchers.
I haven't looked at it. Is it just a stupid number?
Oh yeah,
See,
because
that's the thing too. Is like you're paying the starters so much money, and you're pulling them out fourth, fifth, maybe sixth inning. Like you're not getting your money's worth. Are you kidding me?
no, you think about something. They they paid Shohei that big Otani that big contract. They got the other guy from Japan. They paid him that huge contract. So between them two right there, I think it's like almost 800 million. Just those two guys.
So what's funny about that is, obviously everybody's like, "Wow, 700 million to Otani." Obviously the way they structure his contract, he gets a bulk of it toward the latter half and everything, right?
Right.
But everybody's like, "Oh, that's a lot of money." The team made a 700 million last year, I think. So it's like, what is that to them, really? Right?
Nothing.
I mean, that's obviously a smart investment, and if you're making it back in a year, and
I
you're paying him over the course of 10 years, it's like, oh, that's nothing. But
I think myself. I think that they need honestly they need a salary cap in baseball room. I think they do. It's I
yeah, I mean,
mean
they won't ever go there, but they need to do something. I don't know if it's that, but they need to do something to at least give these smaller market teams a better chance, right?
yeah. We-
I mean, Seattle's not a huge market, and they had a hell of a year, but you usually see one or two smaller markets have good seasons and get into the playoffs. But yeah,
The
most of the time you're going to see the big markets competing.
well the Blue Jays they're not a large market team either. I mean
Yeah,
they're really not.
they are in Toronto, so how could they possibly be that big? But
But I'm saying they're not a large market team.
yeah,
But so I mean, am I rooting for them to win? I'll be honest with you, I am because I want to see somebody else, you know, take the crown. But as they say, old scenario, if you want to be the champ, you got to beat them. So
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they got back 2 years in a row, so obviously that's huge for the Dodgers. Um, I would say I think the Blue Jays had the fifth highest payroll though. So yeah, maybe the city itself isn't a huge market, but if you got the fifth largest payroll,
yeah,
you're up there for sure. It's not like we're seeing the Brewers had. I mean, the Brewers would probably be a good example, right?
Cleveland.
Toward the bottom of the payroll, but had the best record of the entire season. So that happens occasionally. Cleveland, they did it
Dude,
a couple of years ago. They're always going to be low. That's a
well,
fact,
so,
right?
and
Yeah.
and they push teams. Look up and look how they pushed the Yankees. When they get to that point. I'm saying the thing of it is they just don't. I don't know, man. Unless I'm like you, what we're saying is unless you can get the salary cap pretty even, it's going to be very rare for a small market team to win a series, bro.
Yeah, and here's where I guess I know it's driven partially by the owners, right? And obviously how they get money and how they do merchandise and all those things. But when you when you look at a team like the Mets and they're at the top at
Ooh.
323 million,
Oh,
and you look at, let's just pick the bottom team. Okay, so it's the Miami Marlins. If you had to guess what their payroll was, so Mets are at 323 million. How low do you think the Marlins are?
Mets are 323. The Marlins, I would say maybe 100.
67 million.
Oh
So
wow.
to your point, like there's no way you can compete with that.
You
Now,
can't.
I mean, I would be interested to see how that spread really is created. Um, Obviously, you're going to have more money coming in from the owners in a city like New York, obviously versus Miami, I guess. But that is insane. That is insane. Like, wow. It makes me think of Major League, the movie,
Yep.
when they're riding the bus and they got to use a boat motor for the hot tub.
Yeah, they got the propeller, got that duct tape on the wing
Yeah.
on the yeah.
Like, yeah, it makes me think of that. Like, wow, our team's really that cheap? And I guess maybe so,
Yeah,
man. That's wild.
but that's kind of wild when you think about that because you got, as they say, you got the haves up here and you got the have not way on the bottom.
No, for sure, dude. Yeah, that's wild.
And think about it, if they go out, all of a sudden they want to get bold. Oh, I want to sign this superstar. Okay, you can sign one. That's it. That's it. You're
That
not
is it.
getting.
Yeah, you want a pitcher or a hitter. You can't have both. Yeah, that's wild.
You get your you get your a 26-year-old stud, and then you get all your pictures are like 38.
Yeah.
That's
You get everybody's leftovers. Like, is he still? It's just seriously like that movie. Like, who isn't this guy dead? Like, is it? I thought this guy was retired. Who is this? Who the hell are these
I
guys?
know.
Exactly,
That's
exactly like
crazy,
that.
bro. I mean, if you think about it, it is. It's wild, but baseball, I don't never see it as being a balance.
Yeah,
Um, Football, kind of, sort of.
more so for sure. In the way the draft works, much. See, that's the biggest difference is the people that go first round in the NFL more times than not are successful.
Right.
You know, it's a crapshoot if you draft a kid into the Major League Baseball. He goes through your farm system. If he ends up being something like that's just such a unlikely like reality that it's just not fair necessarily to have or having the top three picks, whatever it is not that important. It really
Right.
isn't, right? Versus the NFL, yeah, you could be getting franchise players for sure. That's
Right.
usually the case, right? Top 10.
Hmm.
So yeah, I see that as a big difference too.
But since you're talking about the NFL, the Cleveland finally made Shadur Sanders the starter.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. So because I knew he was hurt last week, so he wasn't
Yep.
even on the roster.
He's finally been named the starter.
Wow, look at that. Who are they playing next? Hope it's not like a buzzsaw here.
So now they're talking about, well, the city's a buzz, pressure's really on now. I mean, it is. It does put.
Oh,
The,
that's funny. They're on bye.
oh, that's why it started.
So he's got more time to prepare. That's good. I appreciate that they're doing that for him at least. Like, hey, now you have a full extra week to
Right,
work with the first offense, first team, all that stuff. Um, that's
bro.
good. That's good to see
No,
because yeah, just throwing him in there. I mean, he hasn't really worked with the first team at
no,
all,
no. So we were saying, we're talking about that, bro.
and he's
Are
going
not.
against the Jets.
Yeah.
So perfect situation for him, dude. He's got an extra week, and he's going against the Jets. He better
Bro.
show up.
So now we got our Niners, dude. If we get anybody else hurt, bro. I mean, bro, look at it, man. I'm like,
Dude, it's painful to watch. I didn't even think Houston. I mean, yeah, they played well, but we, you know, we didn't play great. That was probably the worst game I've watched Mac Jones play. He wasn't looking great. Our secondary again.
Dude, they're terrible. They
It's
don't need. They're talking
ridiculous.
about, hey, bro. They're talking about needing defensive linemen. We need quarterbacks, dude. They can't cover a car with a blanket.
I mean, it is C.J. Stroud, but it's still the Texans, and we gave up 318 yards and 2 touchdowns on he only missed 9 passes, 30
But
for
bro,
39. Like,
but bro,
come
think
on.
about this though. The running game, it was bad, but they couldn't cover. Dude, he was picking them apart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then I think one of them we finally decided to put a spy on the quarterback, and then we bit on a fake, and he just ran past us. I'm like, come on, guys, like,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, well, you got
I saw Mahomes do the same thing. Like they finally put a spy on him. Like, good, shut him down. And then he like does like a pump fake or something. The guy jumps. And he just goes straight right to the middle. Like,
exactly
oh, come on.
like they're like,
What's the
man. I
point
mean,
of you standing there? Like, dude.
so what they probably say? Oh, Purdy, Purdy's hurt. Let him. I mean, bro, he is. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that toe stuff's nasty. You
It
just
is
never know. I mean, there have been guys who've ended their careers because their toe never really healed. Like
right.
they just couldn't get past it.
I mean, that's why Joe Burrow had surgery. His was that bad.
Yeah,
He had to have surgery.
it's crazy. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, our seasons. I text you. I text you when what's his face went down. I was like, oh, there goes our season.
Yep. Well, Warner.
Yeah. So now it's like, well, it's tough, man. We lose to the Texans. Seattle's pulling off wins. Rams are looking solid. It's a tough division.
Well, we got the Giants Sunday.
Yeah. Which, you know, oh, dude, speaking of the Giants, man, I thought Warner's ankle was nasty.
Scatterboo.
Dude, that
Yeah.
was brutal.
And did you? So I was watching the game, and they actually, when he heard it, they actually showed it real quick and cut the camera away. Did you see his ankle?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
said I had to look it up afterwards because they said, "Oh, we're not showing that again
Oh, I,
because
I
it was
saw
so
it.
bad."
Oh yeah, I saw
And
it.
I saw it. I'm like,
Yeah,
"How?"
yeah,
Dude,
yeah, I saw it.
such a disappointment. Like, how awful is that? And seeing how Dart responded, like, yeah, man, that's awful to see a guy come off the bench, just hype up your team, having a solid season as a rookie, just all energy, all go, 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 go.
Right.
And to have that happen on a weird little dump pass to him, like, oh, dude, that was nasty.
I was.
Ah.
I mean, it is gotta get better, man. Like I said, the football. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I this is one of very few times I've actually not really been into the pro football. I mean, I have, but I haven't.
Well, it's hard when our Niners aren't playing well. Um, teams like the Eagles keep winning, blah. Teams like the Chiefs keep winning, blah.
Yeah.
It is always fun to watch the Cowboys lose. I always enjoy that. We got their asses handed to them by Denver. So you got to find the little wins, man. Little wins in life. Those little things.
So, so, I was watching some of that game, right? So, I was watching Dak, and Dak was being Dak. When he threw that pick, dude, he threw the ball right to the Denver player. I mean, wrong color jersey, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, who was it? Who played Monday night? Oh yeah, it was the Commanders, man, against the Chiefs. Dude, he threw this pass. I mean, it's toward the back of the end zone. There's only one place where you can put it. And he leaves it like 3 feet short. Just
Of
easy
course.
interception. I'm just like, come on, guys. I mean, I know it's Mariota. He's the backup, but he's been a starter plenty of times for plenty of teams. He knows how to
Right.
throw that pass.
Right.
But, yeah, dude. I mean, you got some interesting matchups. We saw the Packers Steelers game. Rodgers lost his old team, which is funny to me. I mean, it's funny to me because Love put up 360 and 3 touchdowns. He clearly performed phenomenally. But yeah, that was kind of a similar game, dude. They gave up 21 points in the fourth. Like the Steelers just fell apart at the end there.
They're not their defense. They're not the same Steelers, bro.
Yeah.
Their defense is not the same at all. They are not the same Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm just hoping that the Bills are going to have an awesome run in the playoffs and actually get to the Super Bowl. Um, Detroit's been hit and miss. You know, they aren't playing as well as we'd like them to.
Right.
And I think in the NFC, unfortunately, it's the Eagles probably. Bucks, dude. Actually, I can see the Bucks giving some people a hard time.
Yeah, but they got beat by Detroit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's got kind of these one or so losses. There's weird games where they're just not showing up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Colts, okay. AFC, if the Colts make a crazy run, that'll be awesome because nobody would have picked Jones to carry the team like this. Like I mean, New York wrote him off. They just basically kicked him out. Said you can't do anything here.
No.
And they're 7-1 undefeated at home so far. It's impressive. I know everybody's talking about their running back, Taylor being a MVP candidate so far, but still, you gotta, as a quarterback, you still gotta manage the game well enough, and he's playing solid. So
they're playing. I mean, you know who else is playing? Like I said, we were talking about him the other day. Sometimes people just need to change. Look at Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right system, right people around you, right belief in you,
Right.
And just another opportunity to show what you can do.
Right.
I mean, he was a stud in college, and then he just had a couple really bad situations when he got to the NFL.
Yeah, because he went to Cleveland.
Well,
That's a witness. That is the witness protection program for quarterbacks. Because people can't go to Cleveland and nobody know who they are.
Yeah, but didn't he even go to the Rams for like a game?
He went to the Rams.
Yeah,
and
I think he played a really good game there, and then they didn't want to keep him around.
he went to also Carolina.
See, it's crazy. But hey, he's found his home for sure now. Especially since I think it also helps that it was a few seasons after Brady won the Super Bowl for him.
Right.
If he had to follow that up, it'd probably be a lot more challenging. But yeah, he's playing solid, dude.
He is. He really is. I mean, I liked him when he was in Cleveland. I did not think they gave him a fair shot.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Right.
You got a short end of the stick on that one for sure.
But you think about something. When he was in Cleveland, look how many different coordinators that he went through. He never had the same person.
Yeah.
So, man, I would have struggled in Cleveland myself.
No, I agree, man. Well, we can save your favorite thing for last, I suppose. I think last weekend was really the first weekend we had no big upsets in college football. I think everybody who won was supposed to win, and fairly handily. Bama was a close one. They made it interesting there. But for the most part, I don't think there was any crazy concerns.
No.
The Ole Miss-Oklahoma game was competitive, but I think everybody had Ole Miss when we went. Oh, that was a funny thing to me. Did you see their coach talk smack to the Oklahoma player at the end?
Oh, yeah. Kiffin? He was talking to me like.
He was serious too, man. He was. You could say pissed or annoyed, but he was happy to be able to say, "Yeah, you've been in my ear all freaking game. Now where you at, dude?"
Right.
That was funny.
Well, you know what they said? They said, "Well, he's a coach. Why is he worried about talking to the player on the other team?"
All right, so yeah, college football. Kiffin, yeah, dude, I guess the player was talking smack to him the whole game, and they beat him pretty solidly there, and he happens. He looked like he's coming over to congratulate him, like the player looked like that, right?
I mean, he was actually.
But Kiffin had no interest. No, yeah, you've been talking smack about your all game. Where are you at now, buddy? Just that was funny, and he was annoyed. He looked pretty pissed about it.
So speaking of college, another one went down, bro. Another coach bit the dust.
Yeah, was it LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, these coaches are going quick this season.
And they still owe him $54 million.
I saw that. I saw something about them trying to figure out what that buyout looks like. Like, to your point, let's go become a college coach so that we can just get fired halfway through a season and then just retire.
Dude.
$50 million? Good Lord.
So they said so far with the coaches that have been fired, it's almost reached $200 million. With all the coaches that have been let go so far.
That's nuts. I mean,
That
I don't remember. I know you're much more of a college guy than I am, but is it typical to fire this many coaches middle of the season like this?
the reason why a lot of things have changed, reason why a lot of things have changed now, is because when you have all this NIL and all this other stuff going on, they figure, hey, you know what? We got to get this coach out of here because we got this recruiting class coming and we got these top recruits. We're trying to hold on to them, but more than likely they're not going to because they came for, hey, this coach recruited me, so I don't want to come here anymore. So they already people are already trying to poach LSU's recruits already.
I get that, but those kids are still playing football. It's still their senior year.
Right.
It just still seems so early to I don't know. It would make sense if you're saving money, but
Right.
if you still gotta pay these guys,
They
seems
do. I
kind of
mean,
unnecessary to me. But I don't know.
well, I also heard I was saying I'm hoping. I mean, I get it. I'm hoping that it's not true. They're all saying that my boys might lose um, their offensive coordinator because he is by far the best wide receiver coach recruiter in all of college football.
Wow. See, that's the problem with college, right? Is you're gonna lose your coaches at some point, more than likely to NFL. If you're a really good team, right? If they're
Right.
playing really good football, they're winning games, they're winning championships, possibly.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna unfortunately have their chance in the NFL pretty quickly.
I mean, you think about it. You most of the big time recruits, and they come to Ohio State, and they're all going to the league, bro.
So let me ask you this, because again, you're much more of a college guy than I am, but why have so few coaches actually lasted in the NFL when they make that leap? I mean, I can think of a couple, not even really a full handful. I can think of a couple that have, but most of them do not fare well.
The college game is different. I mean, think about something. It's a lot different because you don't want to do. You got to do whatever you can to try to adjust. And a lot of players, coaches who come to the NFL, they have a hard time adjusting to the coaching men as to older men than they are the kids because number one, they don't feel like they're not going to listen to them. So
You still have a lot of power. I honestly would think, granted, the egos are bigger at that level,
right.
but so is the money, so is everything. I would think it would be easier to manage that than a bunch of adolescents, like young men who are still partying and doing, you know what I mean? Like, just
Right.
to me, I would think it'd be easier. And at the end of the day, I would just assume football is football. It's X's and O's. Like, is it maybe their games don't translate? Is it like their game plans? Like, is it part of that as well? You think?
I think that some of them try to come in and you're not going to run some of the same schemes you run in college. Because number one, they're not going. It's not going to work. So I mean, that's why I said a lot of them. And like you said, you do have some that do come in and make it. Like who's that? That just we're talking about that. Not it's not football, but somebody just hired um, a college coach with no pro experience at all, and he's going to be their coach next year. I'm trying to think who was that.
So you're saying you and I have a chance at this?
Yeah, hey, just think about
All right,
it.
all right. Let's
but
do
I'm
this.
but bro, I'm just saying, man, it's you know, and now people have even I've even brought it up myself, thinking that a lot of these games are rigged and all of this, and when you come out with all this gambling stuff, bro, it just kind of makes you think that it really is. I mean, it
Yeah, but maybe it is like you said. Maybe they don't know how to adapt to the game in the
right,
NFL, because yeah, a lot of the games you're playing in college, you're playing a mediocre team. You can be aggressive. You can take on more like high risk plays and all things like that.
right.
The room for error is obviously a lot bigger in college.
So it was not anymore though. I mean, think about something with all this NIL money and this, this these booster money these schools are getting nowadays. They want you, think about it. You getting all these, they getting you the talent that you want, but they're paying for them, and they want to see results. And that's what happened with Brian Kelly at LSU. Like, we're getting you all these recruits, but you haven't even made it to the championship. You ain't won a championship, and so like in business, bro, they want a return on their investment. If you're not giving them return on investment, then I guess they figure, hey, if we can't do it with you, then we got to find somebody else. Especially when you get blown out at home, bro.
Well, that I get. I was more referring to the fact that you're gonna have at least probably 3 or 4 games that are gonna be like a 70-0 blowout. So you
Right,
have
right,
you have very soft games every once in a while where it's easy peasy. You probably don't have
right,
to prep much. Versus NFL, every game is critical. Every game, either team could technically win. Right? It's
right.
much more competitive. Um, but that's the funny thing about what you mentioned about the money is, well, every program is like that. Every program paid these guys all this money and gave them recruits
Yeah,
and expect to win. So, yeah, unfortunately, not everybody can. Um, he had been there for how
but
long?
I think 5 years. I
Okay,
think.
I thought
I'm
so.
not. I mean, could be a little more, but I'm saying it just.
That's the crazy thing though is he's already been there several years and they still owe him $50 million.
Yeah,
Good lord.
that's because and just then now they're talking about these coaches now who going to trying to replace them. They put names out there like Lanning from Oregon. Dude, some of these guys, you may give them that, but they're gonna want, 'cause that was the other thing I was reading the other day. They said that some school is, want to offer Ryan Day $14 million, and he said no. He said no. He said no because he said I am dedicated. I'm gonna stop. I'm staying right here in Ohio. He said Ohio State is not just a coaching job. He said it's a lifestyle. He said, and I love it here at this university. So
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I had to actually look into it because I've never really looked at the numbers to see how much these kids are playing.
right.
Yeah, Arch Manning, almost $7 million. Have
Look
you
at
heard anything on his concussion? Is he playing this week or is
I,
he?
that I don't know. Did you
Yeah.
see it? Yeah, but you think about him. Uh, didn't they pay that kid at Michigan more than that?
This is just this year.
Well, I'm saying I think they paid that at quarterback from Michigan. I think they paid him like $9 million, bro.
Jeez, dude.
I'm
Well,
also saying,
it's funny that we mentioned the LSU team because they're paying their quarterback almost $4 million.
well, see,
Jeez.
that's what I'm saying. You think about these kids who coming out now. If you think about it, if they plan right, and because you think about it, not only are they getting the NIL money, but they also getting the other thing. They get like indoor shoe deals and stuff like that. So I'm saying they're setting themselves up for success.
Dude, Sam
If
Levitt at ASU's making a little over $3 million
Yeah,
playing ASU. That's this is stupid money.
it's not football. I mean, it's like college is like the minor leagues for the NFL, bro. Because they are you. It went from paying them a little to paying them a lot. I mean, they were talking about okay. At first, it was like we want to try to give the kids give them a little stipend. Give them a couple 1,200. Okay, it went from that point to okay, we're gonna give them a bunch of money because you got these companies out there throwing out all this money, bro, and these kids, like I said, some of these kids who they come from not so good neighborhoods, bro. They had all that money. Do you think they're going to turn it down?
That yeah, so that's what it was. It was that Michigan quarterback left LSU because Michigan was willing to just dump a ton of money, 10.5 million over four
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
College players. I mean,
It was. Remember when you was talking about that back in the day when
jeez,
Reggie Bush and all those guys they accused them of cheating. The Ohio State guys. They do all this because okay they like I said, I mean you talked about that before. They got punished for they kids selling their memorabilia for tattoos. But now it's okay. We're going to pay you this amount, and it's okay to give you that money. But
dude, That's how history works, man. It's all about timing. Like you're on one end or on the other end, depending on when you played, like when your generation is, when you were born or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it makes it interesting because I mean, here's what I would hope, because obviously not all these players are going to have NFL careers, right?
Right. Right.
Hopefully it covers that. It covers the ones that we know aren't going to have a career. They're going
Of
to get
course.
injured. Something's going to happen. They're going to go to a team that doesn't work for them. They have a bad system around them, whatever it is. And they still have a huge chunk of money
Right.
that they hopefully sat on or invested.
Right.
Because, yeah, 10 years before now, 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing.
No.
You don't make it, who knows? Hopefully you got a degree you can use, but
Exactly.
that's not
I mean,
common.
that's the whole thing about it. I mean, you got these players who thinking, well, I'm going to go to the league. They'll leave school early. Uh, they ain't got no degree, and they ain't got nothing to fall back on.
Yeah, it is crazy. Well, let's look at Saturday. I know your one game you're kind of concerned about. You got Penn State. You're not
I'm
so
not
concerned, are you?
about Penn State.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. So
no.
just kind of another easy win for you guys. You guys are at home, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say easy because you think about something.
You're
All
afraid to
the
say easy now.
well, no, I'm gonna tell you this. Think about this. All the changes that they've had at Penn State, bro, they're going to that could either fire them up
Yeah.
when the coach is gone, and they got Ohio State playing against they're playing against the old defensive coordinator. So I'm saying you think about that. They, you know, you just can't. Think about something. Constable, you can't just automatically say that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, do I believe Ohio State is going to win? I do, but I'm saying you see how college football has been so unpredictable.
Yeah, well, that's why last week was actually boring. It wasn't really any big swings. It was pretty much, for the most part, every lower ranked team won, right? So, like, you know,
But
every game went the way it was expected to go, to say the least.
I'm hoping. I am hoping for this. I'm hoping that Ohio State plays Indiana
Mm,
because, well, the reason why I'm saying that is because I remember last year when they played Indiana. You know, their coach was all this. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're not worried about it. Okay. They went to Ohio State and they got drug around the field. Same thing. They're, you know, everybody's saying, oh, Indiana's the most complete team. They don't have the weaknesses. I will say this. Okay, you got to play. You want to find out if your team is really that good.
yeah,
Then you play a team. You play the team with the number one defense, and then you will find out how good your team is or how good you think they are. Do I think if they played Ohio State, could they beat Ohio State? I really don't. I think it'd be a close game, but I think Ohio State would still beat them because think about 7 games, they've given up 41 points. That's the less points a team has given up since 1993.
dude, that's tough. Yeah, that's impressive.
It is, and hey, like I said, do I rag on my team? I do because there's always room for improvement. There's always the the, the thing that I see with Ohio State, bro. They can't run the ball.
Yeah,
So if they get that running game, I mean, yeah, they try to, but they run just enough. But if they get that running game going, then I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody's gonna beat them because the quarterback, you know, I haven't seen them open the offense all the way up yet. You see it in spurts, but they haven't gave that total run game, passing game, complete package yet. So I don't know if Hartline is holding back, not want to show him too much, but we'll see.
well, we'll assume it's another win for you guys. Yeah, nothing too crazy out there in terms of matchups. I think you might get an interesting Texas game if Manning's playing against Vanderbilt. Um, I mean, who knows? You might get a weird upset at like Florida beating Georgia. I mean, you could get a random one like that possibly, but I don't see that
I,
happening.
I, I was
Purdue, hey,
think
maybe Purdue takes down Michigan. You
Bro,
never know.
no, hey, you know what team that I have seen is pretty resilient? BYU.
Yeah, I mean they're still undefeated.
Dude, they are playing. I mean, I was watching it. I was watching them in Iowa State last weekend, and it was close for a minute, and then all of a sudden you look up and BYU's up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, yeah, no, they're definitely solid. It'll be interesting to see how many undefeated teams actually go into the playoffs, but it should be
Right.
probably 3 or 4 possibly. We'll see.
Yeah. So I know who who do you think will win a championship?
Oh yeah, I don't. If I had to put money on it, I'd put it on you guys. Like I don't see Ohio State losing. Your defense is solid. If you guys have to throw the ball,
That's
you're
he's
gonna
good.
kick their ass. If you have to run it, I mean, to your point, you guys just haven't. You guys haven't been stress tested. Like the opening season game against Texas. Yeah, you guys didn't do a whole lot. Neither team really did, but you guys still shut down Texas in reality.
Right.
I just, dude, yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how Alabama finishes their season
Dude, their
after
quarterback
that.
is hot. Their quarterback is hot too.
And after that crazy loss, I mean, they're on a run. A team like that, I'd be a little bit worried about it going in like a playoff, just because. I mean, they clearly were not happy about that loss,
Right.
and they've made up for it since then.
But think about something. I mean, you both said this when they lost against Florida State. We were like, oh man, this could be a long season for Bama. they ain't lost. They ain't lost since.
No, bounce back and then some. So yeah, it'll be interesting playoffs. So let me ask you this: Is it seeded? Is there a bye now? I forget how they changed it
Yeah,
to.
you still get a bye.
So does the top 2 teams get the bye?
No, I think that last year last year it was the top 4 seeds they got a bye.
That's right. So they're kind of keeping something similar, but instead
I think
of
I think so.
the rankings getting them in, or no, instead of the winners of the conferences, right now it's going to
Right.
be going back to like the coaches poll type of thing. That's what it is. It's going to be
No,
ranks instead of coaches poll, or
no,
it's going to be ranks.
it's still gonna be the same. So they still gonna have the committee.
Right, but instead
Yeah.
of just automatically getting in because you won your conference championship, that's what they're limiting now, right? So now it's going to be
Well,
the ranking again.
it should be. I mean, think about this, bro. If that's the case, winning a conference, if that's the case, if they were going by, Ohio State would have made it last year, but they didn't win the conference. They didn't play for the championship.
Well, that's just an automatic bid, right? So then
Right.
obviously you're still going to get in it
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
your
I think
record.
I think the automatic the champions, they are, yes, they are going to be ranked, up there higher.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, it'll be a fun thing to watch. We'll see how it pans out. But Alabama, I'd be. I don't know that I'd want to see them in the playoffs if I was any team, to be honest with you.
Right.
So we'll see.
So I did. I have to tell you, you asked me to obtain a guest, and I did.
Oh, all right. Look at this.
He will next week.
Sweet.
We, yeah, he.
I like it. We'll have to see how this window thing plays out because we got a perfect box. We got 2 of us up here. We'll see how this third one throws in a wrench in
Right.
this. But
Maybe we should do a test run or something. But
yeah, I think we could. We could even. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a quick test run and make sure.
but how we gonna get the third box?
We just add him to the meeting. Yeah, so
Right.
it'll just be interesting to see how it lays out. But
Right.
we'll play around with it. I'm excited. We haven't had a guest in a while. I'm sure our listeners are ready for another one. So
I call. Yeah. By the way, I did call today to check on our friend.
how's he doing?
I didn't get a message. I left him a message. I'm just checking. I told him, I said, hey, I'm just trying to check on you, make sure everything is still going well. So,
Well, good.
uh,
Hopefully
I,
he's recovering better. And again, we pumped out a bunch lately. He's got plenty to listen to. So
oh yeah.
we're
Plus,
keeping him busy.
to the listener, to the watch.
Yeah.
But hey,
Well,
I mean, the video goes up pretty quick. I mean,
yeah.
it does. It's like you do it, and all of a sudden the next day it's there.
Yeah. It's
And
less to edit, I guess you could say.
right, we got so we need to. There's one more platform I want to try. I put a. I want you to go check it out. I put a little snippet from one of our shows video on TikTok.
Okay.
And maybe we should add, when we're doing ours, add like this little, somewhat little snippet, and throw it out there. And because I also, as I put the snippet on there, I show how to watch our show.
Cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll see if we can get that going.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, it's I've had a number of pretty positive feedback. I mean, I had uh, people saying they've been watching it, they watched it, and they want more.
All right.
But
Well,
saying,
they're going to get more because we're going to have a guest next time. So I'm excited about that. So stay tuned for that, everybody. We'll hopefully I think we can probably get a couple of guests a month going forward. And I think this setup is great. I think
it is great. I mean, I really like it. I do.
yeah. I mean, it beats, hey, that's the best thing about when you like start something brand new. It usually starts from this, pretty mediocre spot and you kind of upgrade things. So
Right.
we can always look back and say, hey, we started our podcast in a library. What are you going to
Right.
do?
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow. I'm off to San Diego tomorrow to be back on Sunday. So,
awesome. Well, enjoy the weather. Enjoy the.
I'm going to a game. I'm going to see San Diego State and Wyoming.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold. It's only gonna be eight. No, listen, bro.
What's your definition of cold?
Okay, it's only gonna be in San Diego. It's only gonna be in the 70s. The game, and now hold on. The game is not till 4.
Okay.
So by the time it gets to the game, it's gonna be probably down in in the 60s.
Okay, so you can have a light sweater on. It's not going to be cold. Gosh. I'm sure anybody in like Wisconsin is like, cold, buddy? You just talk about watching a football game in the cold in 70-degree weather? What? Come on. Tailgating will be nice and warm, at least that. Right?
Yeah, we can go check them out. We can go check them out. So.
All right. Well, it's always a pleasure, Vic. To everybody tuning in, we appreciate you. This is Shots from the Foul Line podcast, and stay tuned for the next one because we'll have a guest.
Look forward to seeing you guys. Keep checking us out. Keep watching, please. Thank you.